So I don't think uni is a must. I think it's, again, discipline and speaking to your family, saying, look, this is what I want to do. There's no need for us to waste this money and waste this time. We might as well just get going. So effectively what I do is help people maximise their wealth, minimise tax, and protect against risk. And that's it.
What's better in the beginning, a startup or a 9 to 5? Which is kind of similar, but I would adapt it and say, obviously, someone that's starting up a company, there's things to look out for, dangers to look out for. What dangers would you tell someone just starting up a company to look out for?
Understand cash flow. Goods and products, for example. Some companies might say, well, listen, if you've got a big contract with Morrison and you're selling, I don't know, your own branded coffee, you might think, wow, we've got this great contract. But they might say, listen, we're not paying you for 6 months. Take it or leave it. And then you might be under pressure to take it. Or they might make such a big order that it will cripple you to fulfill that order. So they'll pay you within 2 days. So you need to understand your cash flow, that you might not be ready to take on certain projects and say no.
Sometimes it's about to say no, that's what I'm about to say, Can I say, mates rates is the term that's thrown around. You know, so example, Damola, you've got a business and I come to you and say, let's say you've got a hat business, I say, you know, can you give me a discount? You know what I mean? Rather than just forking out the money just to support you. It's always, what can I get from it? You know, can you give me a discount and so on and so forth. And I feel like that's what kind of hinders ethnic minority companies from progressing.
But it hinders it in terms of, I've also often said to people is, would you ask O2 for a discount?
Exactly.
And would they say yes?
Boy, I would. I get it. I do and I get it.
You know what I mean? On your monthly bill. So once you've agreed your plan, or Sky, you've agreed your plan, the price is the price now until it's finished. Would you go JD Sports and ask, you know, specifically
you can't get on the cash point, innit? And then no, joking.
So I think we have to value our own services more. And if you value yourself, you kind of just explain to them, look, this is the price, and I've worked out my costings to make sure we can survive. If you can't pay it, that's fine. But the additional what you can actually ask is, would you give a donation to my business? So I'm going to give you this imaginary discount, and you're going to donate the discount back to me. You know, so I don't know. I think people should do more to try to support if you can afford it, of course. So if you can afford to buy a person's brand, fashion, whatever it is, then I'll always try to do it personally.
Okay. Property development. What would be your advice for people looking to get into property?
It depends what you mean, because if you're just looking to buy a house, then great. But if you're thinking buy to let,
long term,
But there's two, because you could do
when you start watching Homes and Hammer, you get
excited, you get excited, But the taxation on buy to let has changed now, so it's not as, the yield is not as profitable as it once was, but it's still a good thing because it's still capital appreciation you can get. What my biggest advice is when you're looking at properties, look for something you can add value. So don't just buy a house and buy it and just expect it to be great, because London prices are really high at the moment. Maybe look outside of London, look at areas developing, Liverpool, Birmingham. So a lot of companies are moving to Birmingham. Look for those and see what you can do. But I don't really classify that. I call that a property investor. I don't really classify that as a property developer. Property developer is people that actually develop properties, and that's something you can get into. Obviously, the margins are a lot higher. I think that's where the money is in property at the moment. When you're giving financial advice, it all depends what position in life you're in as well, because the advice is completely different. But your principles are very similar. So whether you're earning £30,000 a year, some people earning £300,000 a year, some people earning a lot more than that. You can't spend everything that comes in. You always have to think about the future. And again, you break it down into essential and non-essential. It's very important. So that would be the general thing I would say to you. But there's also a lot of accounts or a lot of plans that people don't take advantage of if they are earning. If you're an IRA taxpayer earning more than 70,000, you need to consider things like VCTs, it's a venture capitalist trust.
Okay.
So you put £100,000 in, HMRC will give you 30 grand back in that year. So not everyone could put £100 in, but you can put 10 grand, you can put 3 grand. So you still get 30% back.
Yeah.
Rated your essential spending from your non-essential. So what do you classify as essential and what do you classify as non-essential? So if every single pound that you earn goes to essential spending, then there's not a lot you can do. Then you got to start looking at, okay, can I do more work or what can go? But 9 times out of 10, it's minimizing your non-essential spending is what you probably have to look at to help you save more.
Okay. Because I have a thing where I've separated most of my stuff into different accounts.
Sure.
But then I find one of the savings accounts that I have access to, I will dip in it. You know, I find near the end of the month, I'm like really on my arse and I'm like, oh, I need £100 from there or what have you. So how do I stop doing? I don't know. It's really difficult. I just really struggle with, because growing up, I wasn't really taught about how to handle your money, and I guess that's why I struggle with money now. So I just help.
Help. To be fair, again, so that's when I say this, that's a discipline issue.
Okay.
So, and what I'll say to that is, where does that extra £100, where's that going? So what is that paying for?
Okay.
So then I'll look through the month. I'm not saying you smoke. I'll say, well, have you bought any cigarettes? Have you bought any drinks? Have you bought any Costa, Starbucks?
Okay.
So some of that £100 that you needed really urgently, that £5 you spent here and there going to work could have gone towards that. Okay. Do you buy lunch at work or do you meal prep? Because that would be a lot cheaper. So there's a lot of things you can do before you get to that point. And also understanding your friends might want you to go somewhere. But if you've gone past your monthly budget that you've set out for entertainment and things like that, you just can't go. I think people are good at living below their means for a period to allow you to live above their means. Okay. So
I hear that.
Everyone wants instant gratification. So when I look around and see the cars people drive and stuff like that, and then they say I'm struggling, then I'm like, I can't really buy that, So
humble beginnings, man.
Yeah. And I think you have to understand. Don't get me wrong. You want to live in a way where you're happy within yourself, but you've got to ask yourself, why are these materialist things the only thing that's giving me happiness? So some of my richest clients, one of them, he looked like he was an Uber driver, the car he was driving. But this man's got well over £60 million, So we probably got better cars than him. So, and I'm not saying you should necessarily live that way, but I think you actually have to be rich before you're demonstrating you're rich, in my opinion. So I would say not everyone's spending is accurate of their current financial. Say I want to invest in stocks and shares, and go buy something, it's fine. And ISA is just a vehicle. So it's a vehicle to hold something in. And all it means is everything I've contained in this vehicle is free of tax. Whether that's capital gains and income. So that's the benefit of an ISA. So to answer your question, investing in an ISA, yes, great, but it depends what you've put inside. So
if you put like a little £100, it's pointless.
No, what I mean is the assets you've put inside.
Okay.
So what are you buying with an ISA? So for example, if you was to just buy a fund, there's loads of funds out there. So if you was to buy a fund in an ISA, if you get 5 to 10% return, you've done well. But you can go a little bit more risky and actually buy direct shares and put into your ISA. So obviously that can make you a lot more. But on the other side, you can actually lose a lot more. In 2 years, it qualifies for something called business property relief. So which basically means is upon someone's death, that EIS sits outside of your estate. So it's technically is yours but not yours in terms of paying their inheritance tax. So that's one way. We use trusts as well. So you've got children who put things into trust.
I keep hearing about this trust.
Trust is not complicated, but there's different types of trust you can do. So some take out the bill straight away. Some it might take 7 years because we could have potentially exempt transfer. And pay. So because you might have someone so for example, we used to have a few clients in Brixton that got there in the 50s and they bought a property, luckily, and now that property's worth well over £1 million.
Brixton's a joke, man.
Well over £1 million. But they only got like 20,000-30,000 in their account. So for them to get rid of that tax, they need to sell their own. So that might not be the best way around it. So what we might use for them is something called a gift into Viva. So it's like basically an insurance plan to work out the bill, and then they pay monthly premium, and then when they die, their children, that insurance pays out the children or whoever, and then the children could pay HMRC, their tax.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we're getting a lot of information here. I hope you are taking notes like I am. Okay, so before we get into property, I want to touch on cryptocurrency. Your views on cryptocurrency. Facebook are launching their own currency. You've got your bitcoins and so on and so forth. What's your view on them? And is it advisable to invest in them?
Personally, I'm not really big into cryptocurrency. But again, it's not to say it's not a good investment. If you know what you're investing into and you buy it through a reasonable source. So I always think it could go really well and it could go really badly, because whenever something isn't getting directly taxed, there's no way they're just going to ignore it and leave it. So they're going to come after it in some shape or form. So whether it is they accept it into the system where it will start becoming part of the banking system, because at the moment it isn't. So I don't know. I think if you know what you're doing and you do it with money you can afford to lose, then why not take a gamble? About £3,000 is their minimum, and there's other companies. I think it's called Downing Investments. They do a VCT where you can invest on a monthly basis. It's a little bit more admin, but it's something you can do as well.
One of the other questions we got coming in is trading a good thing?
If you meet some guy who says he's gonna make you £1 million if you buy my book, probably no. But if you do your own research and you take your time, I know there's people that make money in trading, but again, you have to understand it's significant risk. There is no sure thing. There's no sure thing. Because we work with some of the best fund managers in the world. We trade. We've got offices. We've got staff. Everyone knows what they're doing, and if you get something right 30% of the time, you'll be a superstar trader. You know, so if you're by yourself doing all the research, I think I'll just tell everyone to be careful.
For the management company,
let's
say, I don't know, do you know CRM, student accommodation? So what with CRM, where if anyone who uses CRM, they want to pay, usually with students they have to pay in terms of installments. But if they go through our company, CRM allows them to pay in monthly installments. Because they know that if they don't pay, we'll pay. And then obviously it's up to us to reclaim the money back, but then we're also backed by insurance as well. So we can always claim the money back. So that's like a deal we've got with them and several other PPSAs all over.
We've got some clients who own building firms, scaffolding firms that are multi-millionaires. There is no need necessarily to go to uni to start that. If you're working in marketing, say for example, if I was hiring someone to come and work for us and they haven't gone to uni, they've got a bit of job experience. If I could pick someone that's gone to uni with job experience, I'll pick the person that's gone to uni. So I don't think uni is a must. I think it's, again, discipline and speaking to your family, saying, look, this is what I want to do. There's no need for us to waste this money and waste this time. We want to just get going and do what we're doing now. So I think if you want to be a doctor, you need to go. So certain professions, you're going to have to go. But if you just go uni, and this is no disrespect to anyone, and you study media and cultural studies, I don't know, it's probably a waste of time. Because you can get a job in media without that, and you can get a job, I don't know what cultural studies job. I'm not sure about that, because who's going to teach it, and I think general financial management should be taught in school, and that would be a subject, but I don't think because some people live completely different lives. You know, like, got kids that go to private schools. They're not bothered about, you know, as much as other people.
That's the thing. At that age, you don't really care about that.
But I think like basic money management should be taught in schools. Like just so you've got a good awareness of what you're doing. You know, save your pocket money and put it in this, that, the other, and just know how to manage your money better. Because.
But my challenge is, shouldn't that be taught at home?
At home, that's the thing.
Well,
but then if they're not educated or if they're not, you know, they haven't got great financial management themselves, how are they going to apply that information?
If you can aim for that, I think you're in a step in the right direction. But you also have to think about how much money do I need when I'm 50? What kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to live the life you're living now or something a bit better?
Thank you so much, Damola. Look, there's so many questions flying in. I know, obviously, we didn't get to read out all the questions. But like I said, Damola will be joining us at our event on the 14th of July, so you can ask him more questions. We'll try and get him up. So all your questions can be directed to him. Again, our event is on the 14th of July, St. Pong, Shoreditch High Street. Come and join us. Everyone will be down here. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. We will be catching you next week. We'll spin some tunes. Until then, see you later.